This is the Rob Dibble Show.
Back on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell in your afternoon drive. Coming up top next hour, we're going to be giving away some tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Got plenty of tickets for you here on the Rob Dibble Show, so keep listening. Get that phone number ready, 860-522-3776.
We got Marley tickets. Rocking Horse and Vernon's going to have a big concert coming up. Got a lot of things going on this summer, man. Playoffs.
Where do you want to start? NHL?
I don't know. Kurt's got some stuff. Let's start with the Embiid quote because
he's whining. Why do we want to play these guys?
And I don't know. I've been down on Embiid for a little while. Maybe it's my sour taste in my mouth from last year's MVP voting. I don't know what it is. I love the guy.
Love the guy, but he was injured for a long time, so he's. I don't think he's 100%.
Not 100%. And you know,
and he was still amazing last night.
Kudos to him because I hate all these NBA guys that sit out the playoff series with the hangnail, but not this guy.
Like Zion.
Now, Joel Embiid had a look last night to tie it up, and he did throw up a brick, but he was not very happy in the press conference in the locker room. However, does still have a positive attitude.
We're good. We're going to win this series. We're going to win this. We know what we got to fix. We did a better job today, so we're going to fix it. But we're the better team, and we're going to keep fighting.
I do think this is the last hurrah for Embiid in Philly. If they don't get this done, if they don't win this series, which I don't count them on. It's hard to bet against Joel Embiid because a lot of things that he says does come true when he means it, and I think he means this one. But
well, the process here, I think they waited too long on some of these moves. But Maxey is awesome. That dude's fantastic. Lowry is on the downside of his career.
Yeah, he's on the back.
Harris, he didn't add much in 41 minutes last night. But the dude, 34 points from where he was a month ago to where he is now. He still comes back. His 80% is better than almost everybody in the league's 100%.
That's true.
You know? And, but 69 points coming from Maxey and Embiid, just not enough, man. 10 points off the bench, not enough. You need other guys that are going to throw in with you, and they just don't have it right now. And I don't see him. What he did to DiVincenzo at one point where he smacked him down on the ground, honestly, it should have been almost an ejection because it was so flagrant, so disrespectful. And that's the kind of stuff that, honestly, if I'm a passive fan and I saw that, I'd be like, I'm turning this off. This is junk. So, yes, he gets angry. He gets obstinate, but he's still one of the top 5 players in the league.
48 hours in between, the Knicks and 76ers will meet up again in Philadelphia on Thursday. That is a 7:30 tip-off on Thursday. Tonight,
that's another problem, man.
I
that
agree.
Much time in between Game 2 and Game 3? Come on.
I'm with you, Dibs. Tonight, we've got Timberwolves hosting the Suns. Minnesota up on that series 1-0. Pacers trying to find a bucket against the Bucks. 1-0 lead for Milwaukee. They'll be at home again tonight. And the Clippers, they're one up on Luka's Mavericks, and they'll meet up at 10 o'clock tonight. Man, all the home teams win. So far, that's stayed true. They're 11-0 so far in the NBA playoffs. If we can get a road team to win a playoff game, man, things might get interesting in the first round.
Your Pacers got to bring their A game, man. No Antetokounmpo. They've got a shot to split this series in Milwaukee tonight. So that's an 8:30 start there. They've got to be better than they were in Game 1. That was just not a good showing in Game 1.
Faux show, especially down low. Like Miles Turner needs to own down low. Bobby Portis, I love you, but man. Miles Turner should be running circles around Bobby Portis. And if you guys are just going to not take advantage of the Greek Freak being out once again, he is a game-time decision. They say he may play, but I doubt it. You're up 1-0.
You don't need to play him.
Kind of trash right now. It's a pick'em game, according to Vegas. It would be something if the Pacers can knock off the Bucks at least one game in their home building. And that's all you got to do. When you're the lower seed, if you can get a split to start these first 2 games.
You're in the driver's seat.
You're
playing with house money.
What about the Dallas Clippers series? I mean, we got Kyrie, we got Harden, we got a lot of stars we used to talk about, but don't as much on the Clippers. If Luka doesn't win this one with Dallas, like, Are we getting frustrated here talking all this junk about how this guy's the greatest point guard that we have in the league, yet can't really win that many playoff series?
Listen, these two teams are even. I mean, 51 wins in the regular season for the Clip, 50 for the Mavericks. They got a talented team. The Clippers got a lot of superstars. Can they play as a team? You know, is there enough ball to go around? They've got to show up, and Leonard's got to show up in these games. And now that you're all healthy, you got to play and win. I mean, anything short of getting the NBA Finals with this team, what you're paying them, Mavericks, I don't see them getting past the Clippers. But, certainly they've got, I think, a better team than the Clippers. Clippers have the superstars. I think the Mavericks have the better team.
I got a feeling you're wasting Luka. He ain't going to be young for very long.
It's like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, a lot of wasted years.
Wasting Luka years.
Yep.
Let's go to the NHL, shall we? Now, Kurt loves to twist the knife on our local team fandoms and just really make misery as best as possible. He said, hey, I got an Austin Matthews cut for you guys.
8 minutes to go. Domi played it ahead. Matthews in alone. Matthews scores! And finally, Toronto has a lead against Boston.
It's like 250 minutes that Boston this year has had the lead over Toronto until that moment. But Matthews, open ice. I don't care who the goalie is. He made it look easy. 59 goals in the regular season, man. Matthews is just a monster of a hockey player that we don't talk about.
Was that McDonough?
It was ESPN.
Yeah, that's
he loves hockey.
He does a great job.
He loves hockey.
And Ray Ferraro, I like their setup. It's kind of different where they have Sean McDonough upstairs and Ray
down
in between
low.
the benches.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I have noticed that. Your cousin, friend of the show, Emily.
Not related.
We say
her intermission interviews at times they can be awkward. So
I have yet to have anything like really relevant.
It can be awkward.
Come from an in-game conversation. Anyway,
right.
Anyone, anywhere.
I totally agree with that.
But hockey, the players, the coaches are so stoic. When they're in game mode, man,
she's trying.
She's trying.
She's trying.
I think she does a great job. I'm not going to lie, because that job sucks. I don't care if you're an NFL reporter on the sidelines trying to get. Most of the time, you're asking the guy down a couple touchdowns. What are you going to do in the second half?
I know.
He wants to tell you to go flip off. He doesn't want, what am I going to tell you? We were crappy in the first 30 minutes. We got to be better. I mean, what can he add to that? If you try to interview Gino Auriemma, whether he wins or loses, he's not going to give you much, and it's usually going to be something you don't want to hear, and the truth hurts. But hockey, man, I've been watching hockey all my life. I've never seen a guy do a good interview in hockey, even after games. These guys, you're bothering me right now. This is my time. I don't want to be here, but you're forcing me to be here, and they give forced answers, like under duress answers.
Yeah, I honestly applaud the NHL because, like, I don't do. Are there in-game interviews with players other than Major League Baseball? I'm not talking regular season. Like,
I don't think during the game, no. But in between periods, every in between period, they always interview a hockey player.
They're very gracious with their time in the middle of a game, and like you're saying, like they're basically fighting out there, and they have a rule that's called fighting.
Yeah, and usually they've already taken off their gear because they're sweating profusely, even though they're on ice. I don't think there's any other sport you could argue with me that you sweat more than hockey. Their equipment has their own separate room because they stink like hell, like death. And so they take their stuff off in between periods to kind of dry off, put on some new gear and stuff. And then you're like, oh, now I got to go out as the captain of the Edmonton Oilers and give you a few minutes of my time.
But even then, the adrenaline is just pumping, man. And, like, for them to cool it off and, like, all right, interview mode now. Shake it off. All right.
Right.
Ask me anything.
Let me think of something, smart to say right here when I'm thinking about that guy just tried to take my eye out with his stick. I mean, that would – in baseball, it's a little bit different because baseball guys are goofy all the time. There's very few times other than like when I would get the ball. When I was in the bullpen, you could have talked to me all day.
Right.
We were goofing around, having fun. It's easy until it isn't. The other guys that are in the game, until the pitch is actually thrown, their thoughts are totally different. when it's time to get locked in, hockey players, football players, man, I mean, the football locker room. I've been in many. I was invited so many times into the Bengal locker room, and a lot of times
psychopaths.
I'd say 80.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd say 80.
Defense would be 100.
Defense, they're staring into nowhere in their lockers. The offensive linemen are just like totally zoned out and in their own zone somewhere else on a different planet. And then the only guys are like the quarterback, wide receivers, and the cornerbacks and stuff. Yep. The only guys that are goofing around dancing and stuff like that. You go to baseball locker room. They're jamming tunes. Guys are smoking cigarettes. Other guys are over there maybe tapping the keg before a game. I mean, it's a party. But you go into a hockey locker room at NFL, and then you're like, oh, can I have 2 minutes of your time?
Oh, my gosh. Get away from me.
I mean, they're like murderers, man. That's like the worst time to ask them a question in the middle of the game.
Only 24 hours off for Boston and Toronto. They will meet up again on Wednesday
night. The way
night.
they like it. They want to play.
Rangers on tonight to take on the Capitals. That will be game number 2. Rangers up 1-0. That game's going to face off at 7 o'clock. The 7:30 is the Battle of Florida, where the Panthers lead 1-0. Panthers taking on Lightning game 2 tonight. That's an ESPN2 game over on the main mothership. After the Rangers get done, it's Avalanche Jets. Winnipeg is up 1-0 there. And Preds versus the Canucks. Vancouver up 1-0. That's a 10 o'clock start.
You didn't bring up the Golden Knights. They took one from the Dallas Stars in their building, which has been very rare this playoff season so far.
The only playoff game I didn't get into last night. I was tired.
Dude, there's a lot of sports going on, and honestly, it's my favorite time of year. I'm not going to lie.
Favorite time of year.
NBA, it's worth watching.
Finally.
NHL, everything's chippy. From the time they drop the puck to the time they skate off the last second, there could be a fight at any time.
How many goals did our guy in Edmonton have? They had 7
McDavid?
against Kings. Yeah, what's McDavid up to? Hold on. I didn't see this one either last night. I'm sure he had a bunch. I'm sure he had a handful.
He had 5 assists, no goals. Quite a night for Mr.
Quite a night, dude.
Mr. McNugget. He's ridiculous.
The Oilers up, was that 1-0?
Yeah. Hyman had 3 goals.
1-0
He had the hat
on
trick.
LA. There you go.
Do they still throw hats on the ice, Kurt?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Always like that, man. Oh, I bought a sweaty hat to this guy. Let me throw it on the ice.
Yeah, that's why you wear your crappy hat to a hockey game, just in case you want to give
That's
it away.
a good first dibs question.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been in a situation in Carolina where there was a hat trick, and I had a really nice hat on. No way, man. Sorry. It's a nice hat.
Another nice question would be, what kind of food would you want to throw on the ice?
It depends.
Throw octopus on there, the fake rats from the Florida Panthers. I mean,
at Red Wings, we got catfish, right?
No, Red Wings octopus.
Octopus.
That's the octopus.
The 8 wins that you used to need to get to.
Oh, yeah. Was it Predators do the catfish? Who's sneaking catfish in their pants? In the Nashville?
Me.
Not I.
Oh, man, it feels good, man, when you shove that nasty fish down your pants.
They say, Kurt, it takes 3 months off your life every time.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do Dibbles and Bits.
91